I still fight doubt. And the only person that's gonna stop me is me. But once I overcame that fight, can't nothing stop me. I can't die. I'm immortal.
Rejected, neglected, I feel disrespected. They told me go left, I didn't learn the right lessons. Been hard on my grizzle, my hustle got deadly. Y'all rap about shit I done murdered already. Ain't changing my image, focused on my vision. Hard-headed, don't listen, fake love, I ain't with it. This path I'm committed, slip up but ain't tripping. My mind always spinning, ain't talking about vision. Just run me, my digits go broke, I ain't limping. It ain't come to me, so I had to go get it. I came from a city with niggas, it's vicious. The love be fictitious, see hate from a distance. It made me a fighter, got pushed to my limits. I took a few L's and then got so discouraged. With God as my witness, from whence I was forged. No golden gate bridge, but I came back a warrior. I came back immortal, invincible even. My faith is much higher than what you believe in. They wanted me gone on my soul, I ain't leaving. Spoke life into every verse you receiving. My music lives on when my bones turn to dust. There's power in words, so bitch you should hush. My mind overflowing in lyrical floods.
Shit. Oh, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all are strong. Y'all well. Welcome to the Mystical Conversation. I'm your host, D_awesome1, but just call me D awesome one. All right. So we got a great panel for you. We got a great situation for you and a lot of laughs. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube at TMAX_Network and Facebook group TMAX Network. And along with that, if you got any ideas or you want to be a panelist, go ahead and hit us up at tmaxnetworkllc@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you, help you create a show, or even just put a thought out there that you want to hear others converse about. So today's discussion is going to be one that is familiar and also unfamiliar, right? I took a twist and turn and stab at this thing. So hopefully you got your cigars, your whiskeys, your tea, whatever you need, and join in with us. I am your host once again, D Awesome One. And make sure you check us out on all platforms. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. We're here for you. So with that being said, let's get into it. Got my beautiful ladies that I want to come to the panel and join us. See, I don't know what it is. All the ladies got the locks going on. You know what I'm saying? All the ladies. What's up, my brother Marcus in the building? Today's discussion, like I said, is a familiar, but yet unfamiliar. The familiar is, does size matter? The unfamiliar is, not only we're going with the physical, we're also going with the financial, and we're also going with the character. So ladies, with no longer going to hold up the crowd, does size matter? So let's go OG Niet up in this thing from Boss Talks. Tell us. Look, we know.
Yes, it does. Big time. It matters in all avenues, angles. You said financial, character, yeah, physical. Yes, size does matter. Thank you.
Okay. Crystal?
Absolutely.
Okay.
One worder. Exactly, my girl.
Okay. Mandy?
Not in all of those categories that you talked about. They don't. Not to me.
Nene? You unmuted, but you still muted. That's crazy. So just do this for me. Just this. Can you hear me? I guess she. Oh, because Marcus is on. But Mark is Nini's husband. So that's that Big Mac y'all see right there.
Okay.
Marcus is on the phone. Big Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Nini.
Okay, we had to switch devices because mine ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing. But anyway, the other young lady who says it doesn't matter in all aspects, I agree with her. Size does not matter to me either in all aspects, even though I'm very satisfied with my size.
You're on the iPhone, right?
But it is not that important as far as the financial is concerned because
Okay, don't worry about it. You're not on an iPhone. I just wanted to make sure because if you're on an iPhone, it automatically.
This is not an iPhone. This is an Android.
Praise God.
I have the iPhone.
Boo!
It don't matter on everything, just a few things. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to live comfortably, but I don't need to be like a millionaire. I just want to be able to enjoy what I already have. And if it increases, that's great. But for the physical, that ain't important to me either. Because we gonna get satisfaction one way or another. Okay. Anyway, what about you, baby?
I like her.
I think everyone has what they like, regardless of when we say size matter. It doesn't mean everything has to be huge or big, but it does matter because you know what you like. Period. Like that's why you have your I can't get the word out of my mouth, but you have your type. You have what you know what you like, regardless of what it is. You know what the value is, you know what the benefits are, like you know how it fits in, you know what goals you have, you know all this stuff, regardless if it's big or small. Like if you see someone, right? I'm gonna put in the physical, okay? If you see someone, you are I'm approximately 5'6", 5'7", you guys. If I meet a man and he's 4'11", size matters. I'm not even gonna look at him. I'm looking over him.
Seriously. But what if he 4'11" with that yardstick?
It won't matter.
Oh, it would matter.
Because that's my son. He's a child to me. No.
He's not a child.
I would never find out about his yardstick.
He gets up, he goes to work, he pays taxes, he votes.
And I'm a proud member of a good citizen. I'm proud of him. And I will help him find someone who will love him and cherish him for the wonderful, short 4'11" man that he is. But it's not going to be me.
And that's why with me, my thing is character and personality and values. To me, that's going to overcome 99% of everything else. You can't be assed out ugly. You can be a little ugly.
What?
Like, you know, just a little ugly, you know, because, you know, you got to be attractive enough to even get my attention to get to character. But outside of that, like all the other things will come. You can't not have no income. You gotta have some type of job. But you know, bedroom wise, I could go without that. So that part isn't even that important to me.
You hurt some any egos just now.
To me, that's not that important. It's good, but it's not that important. You know.
You done hurt some feelings. That's all they had to offer. You done hurt.
Let's welcome Felicia and David. Welcome. So the question is, does size physical
thank you
and character?
Felicia.
I guess we got some disconnections going on. However, Miette, you keep hanging around long enough, Mr. 411 gonna get you with that anaconda. I'm just saying, ain't that you gonna be able to do about it with your turtles curled up on Jesus' heaven cloud.
Matter of fact, not happening. I will help. Look, if I have love for anybody, I'm going to help somebody find their true love. You know, and that true love is definitely not gonna be me. You 4'11", if you represent or look anything, I have children. One of my sons is 6'3". What I look like? No. I'm not bringing home no little man that can't protect me. What? Look, do you see me? You see me? Like 4'11". Look, I'll be packing him.
Nice. He can hire y'all bodyguards.
You said what?
His bank account is nice. He can hire our bodyguards.
No, not even. Hold on, not even that. She thinking too small on the situation. You can pick him up, and y'all can work on a
my
routine.
shield.
Y'all can work on a routine. He could be your battery ram. He could be knocking people out for you while you sling them around the room.
Not happening. I ain't got time to be that creative. I ain't got time. I need some.
Hold on. Wait.
Size matters.
Now, not yet. I gotta give you a hard time now.
Go ahead.
When it comes down to it, you ain't gonna want the same delivery every night. You gonna want some change. You gonna want some switch up. You gonna want a little on top, little on side, right?
Plead the fifth. What? I mean, we creative.
Anyway, Felicia and David, welcome to Missing Conversation.
What? Wait, what you trying to tell me? I should be using elbows and his little leprechaun, leprechaun kneecaps? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not saying that at all.
Not happening.
Not saying it.
Not happening. Yes, I love diversity. Diversity is important to me. Yes, it is. I like that. But if the packaging ain't correct, like people turn down things for less. Like if the packaging ain't correct, I'm talking about his entire physical. When I meet him, I will never get to find out those different things. And yes, people feel like you will miss out on someone amazing. But guess what? We have more people in the world. So what? You missed out on Leprechaun. Move on to the next one.
Let's get to some of these chats, right? And you could be missing on your blessing because that short person don't have to be in a relationship wise. Size shouldn't matter. Shout out to little Tony Montana. You should be always open to anything if you don't like it at first or not, because trust me, everyone did something that they thought they wouldn't do. Don't judge a book by its cover.
But dudes wasn't saying that when Tank said everybody should try giving head once. That don't mean you gay. I'm just saying you should be open to try everything once.
Hold on.
I forgot he said that.
That's a far-fetched situation.
He said you should try. You should be open to something at least once before you say you don't like it.
Now,
so then we can't say Tank was wrong.
Crystal, you know just as well as anybody else up here with your grown ass. If I go fix some pipes, that don't make me a plumber. If I change out some lights, that won't make me an electrician. But the first time I put my mouth on somebody's member, you know it's going to be labeled. That ain't going to be a label you can walk away from. All right? You got to wear that. You can get married. You can have 20 kids. You could you go lift weights, tackle. You can break an NFL record. Yeah, man, you did some wonderful things. But remember that one time you went to band camp?
I love that movie.
Right?
When I in band camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Right.
Not at all.
So for the most part, I'm gathering you women are saying size of character does matter in most perspectives. Size of financial is a play, and then the physical size and stature very well does matter, because Niette saying she don't want nobody shorter than her. What if he the same height?
I've done that too. It messed me up. I couldn't wear some of my shoes.
Wait, what?
I'm 5'7".
I couldn't wear my hair like I wanted it to. You know, I had to accommodate myself. So I tried my height thing. So.
Because short dudes be getting intimidated about you being taller than them.
Lord mercy. Yeah, crazy. The first thing as an adult
me?
thinking about putting your mouth on something, I'm just saying. Little Tony Montana, man.
We can sat so
Listen.
far all night.
Listen, man. Follow that guy. That guy, I don't know that guy is going places, all right? That guy's going places. Rather he's 3'9" or 6'9". That man's going places, okay?
What if she's 6'6"?
What if she's 6'6"?
5'6".
Now that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. A 6'6" woman. Yeah.
What you call a barnable?
Nah.
Call them
trees.
What was that? It was the abominable woman. The one who leaps at the
Lord oh mercy. You were Amazons?
Yeah.
Yeah. So size matters.
Mm-hmm.
Felicia and David. It's glad to have y'all here on the Missing Conversation. Does size matter? Gotta unmute yourself if you're muted.
Oh man. You might have to.
There we go.
No, you probably.
She said yes, it matters. All right, I got you covered. We're gonna figure this whole thing out. What's going on with the audio right now? She says yes, it matters. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, because the way I strategically placed this question was based off the fact that size matter, and the first thing people tend to align themselves with is the sexual gender, the package of that, the organs, the sexual organs, and that's the first thing people align themselves with when they hear the size matter. For that part, plus the actual physical and the financial, along with the character, was a change, was a game changer, because now you have to take in the interaction that you meet with people, because the first thing you see is all external. You don't have a makeup of their mentality, spirituality, emotional settings, any of those dispositions. You have to just meet them right where they at with you at that moment. And then you come to learn these things, even in the physical endowment section, because you just can't eyeball something and then all of a sudden, get hit with that Jack in the Box. But it is what it is. He's sitting right there. Be careful. Oh! Listen, I don't know what today is about, but this day is not a regular day. So, with that being said, I get it, because when you take in the physical, one thing I know, men for the most part will settle for a good woman, right? And it's not what a good woman is across the board. No, I don't care what.
Look at our face.
I don't care what y'all say. A man. Why? Okay, listen. Tell me this. Megan Thee Stallion, as fine as she is, running around here and had all these little situations and got shot in the foot and the whole nine. Mm-hmm. Now you cut on my 600-pound life. That woman is being loved on, being washed at the car wash, being rinsed off with a big blow towel, the whole nine. And that man has been there.
He had a fetish.
Skinny Craig. Listen.
He had a fetish. That's what that was.
That part.
That man don't have a fetish.
She ain't got to be a good woman. What's good about overeating and costing so much money in bills? The major bill with her food.
Why do it have to be a fetish though? That the fact that they're not the typical person that you will, that we deem deserve love from somebody or a good mate to be there for them. And honestly, I think that's one of the
Because that's unhealthy. Like you're with somebody and they're overeating, you feeding them hundreds of pounds, bringing them 6 burgers and all. That's not healthy. So what type of person is going to help take the life away or certain the life away from somebody they love?
It don't have to be a fetish though to me.
Yeah, it's not like a fetish to me. Because ain't no way in the world I love you. I'm going to keep you unhealthy.
We got to bring back Derek's comment.
What's his comment? What did he say?
We need to bring Derek on.
Bring Derek's comment back up. Derek said, that's why I wear gray sweats on the first date. You know what I'm saying? So he going to let it be known.
Let me give you a slow clap for that one.
You say he going to let it be known. There's going to be no confusion.
I think the whole idea that guys settle for a good woman lies, because size absolutely matters when it comes to y'all too.
No, that I didn't say it doesn't matter. More than anything, you will see a man with a bigger plus size woman than you will see a woman with a plus size man.
I disagree, because some of us like
go to your mall. Go to the mall right now. Go to the mall and just turn and point the camera. Go to the mall right now. You're going to see a bunch of 10s in there. Mm-hmm. Him, her. Go to the mall right now.
Very true.
You say 10?
10.
That is true. That is true.
But you know what?
You ain't going to see that woman with no fat man, because they ain't going to do it. But you will see that man with the plus size woman.
Because a lot of women.
There are occasions where there are some women that are going to be with a bigger man because they have grown to love that person, right? But initially,
both of them the same size, both of them big.
Well, a lot of women concerned with their look, what something looks like, what it looks like. But you can, in that same relationship, because a lot of times they're getting abused and everything else in that relationship, but it look good on the outside. They'll take that. A woman will take that for some reason. Right. Some reason a woman will take what look good on the outside but be held on the inside. But they'll take it every time. And they'll go back to it over and over again. Because the package is big. And they're sharing that package because it's so big. Got enough spread around. They'll take that. They'll take that easy over a man loving them genuinely because they don't understand that. Mm-hmm. Hello?
Are we hearing?
I tuned out a little bit.
Oh wow.
I
said for my big boys, unless they in the NFL or they some bounce at a club.
I like thick guys. I like thick guys. I'm not gonna say big because I need him to be able to protect me if something's going on. Like if he's out of breath and he can't,
Mini-Me can protect you. He can go run and tie their shoes together, but you ain't want him.
You said what?
Mini-Me can protect you. He can run in between their legs and tie their shoes together, but you said you ain't want him.
The little dude? The little leprechaun dude?
Yeah.
You know what? What a little kung fu master?
Listen, nobody was going to see him coming. Nobody was going to see him coming.
No. I would take a thick guy. I say thick. Like I don't.
What's a thick guy? Thick. Hold on. What's a thick guy? What do you mean by thick?
Meaning
he got some weight on him.
Yeah.
But he ain't got his shoes not leaning though.
Thick and big is two
like
different
his
you want a muscular man or you want a fat man?
You say what?
You want a muscular man or a fat man?
A thick guy.
No,
what's thick?
Not skinny.
In between.
Like, he got some meat on him. He got some meat. He not small. He wears a size 38.
Small type.
Wears a size between a 38 to a 44 jeans.
Who about
30?
That's me.
44. Okay, that's not that bad. I got a thing for bellies in like the upper body. Like I don't like skinny dudes. Like eat. I want to feed you. Like you got to be able to eat. Like all this up here on the man, sexy. A belly that I can lay my head on. I'm not going no damn where. Like, come here. I need your belly. I'll be sitting there rubbing it.
But I don't want him to be soft as me though. I don't like that. Don't be soft as me. I should hug you and squish you, be squishy.
Okay. What's wrong with him being comfortable?
No, like he can be comfortable, but he can't be soft as me. Like,
what do you consider soft? You mean like personality or like
no soft to the touch? Is me
like fat or
I'm soft as a woman? Like I'm soft.
So he used lotion. You got a thing against guys that use lotion?
No, I love men that use lotion. I'm talking about his like he got to have some muscle, some firmness to him. He can't be soft as me. I'm soft. When you hug me, you know you're embracive. But I want to hug a man and feel protected, like, ooh, you know, some strength there. Like I know he, you know, can lift a heavyweight, you know.
Yeah, I don't really have a preference for that. It could be fat, it could be muscles. Like just be there.
I don't like softness.
I'm gonna say I've learned not to be so picky about something that I'm also not willing to do for myself.
Yeah.
So I can't say I want a man that's cut and built and X, Y, and Z. And I'm not getting up and taking myself to the gym a couple of times a week also. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to ask him to do something that I'm also not doing.
Right.
So you're just
something I'm comfortable with.
That's where a lot of people mess up at. They be wanting 10s and they only 2 cents.
What you bringing?
That's why I said, man, like that. That's why I said when you go to the mall, you can see a bunch of 10s walking around because somebody that is a 2 can meet that 8 and they can walk and be 10s together.
Looking like 10s together. Is that what you're saying?
10 is a great number.
I agree with you.
I mean, that's
what a lot of. I do believe that a man is more likely to deal with a woman that's overweight than a woman is. Right. I do agree with that because to be honest, like I said, I want my man to be a man. I don't want him to be a woman. To me, I feel like the soft, like when I'm talking about like grab him, the soft that he is, it feels feminine to me. It just feels feminine. It don't feel like I'm with a man. It feels like I'm with either a woman or a child, not a man.
So you want him to be firm.
But I'm not saying that you got to be 6-pack and shape, muscular, and all of that. But you just have
there is a thing called skinny fat. There's some people that actually look more in shape than what they actually are, and they have a higher fat count than muscle count. So take that into account.
Okay.
That you could actually grab somebody that is presented one way, and your hands just kind of sink into their arms a little bit.
And I'm like,
right.
Face like,
Mandy.
If that was dark skin, that wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, that's your belly. You want the brown?
It is. See, it just gotta be darker. Like I don't like yellow. If
you don't
it was
like
darker,
yellow?
That man wasn't yellow.
I don't.
That man wasn't yellow though.
He was white.
Imagine never be described as thick. I didn't have no other word.
I'm skinny and I love to eat.
I ain't had no other word. I wasn't trying to use thick, but I ain't had no other word to describe it. Maybe a good mass. Like
Derek, come on in. We're gonna get you the link and you come on join us. I'm built
like a 1, but if she built like a 0, we attend together.
So feel free to join the panel. Anybody wants to join the panel, come on up. There's gonna be a link floating around in the TMAX Network.
Gonna have me getting
and also on the YouTube channel. So come check us out and join the link and be a part of the discussion. Right now, the size matter. So
we were just having this conversation earlier about size with regards to finances, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say this. I am not opposed to somebody making more money than me and wanting to be a provider, X, Y, Z, and somebody who says, hey, maybe you don't work or maybe just work a little bit, right? We really have to talk about that, and I would have to feel really secure in your ability to provide. However, Men look at things that are priority a lot different than what we look at priority. So if I'm gonna switch over and allow you to take over the finances, and I'm getting an allowance from you, am I gonna be able to keep up my nails, my hair, and all those other things under this allowance? Or are you going to tell me that no, we got to compromise on that, we got to back away from that, X, Y, and Z? So when we talk about the finances, I don't care about how much you make, but if you don't want me to work or you want me to work less, the size matters on, am I able to keep up a lifestyle that I'm already accustomed to as a single woman?
And that's exactly where I'm at right now, because my goal is to retire my wife, and not on no because I'm the man and you need to stay home barefoot pregnant type stuff. Like, no, I know what my wife is capable of doing in other areas, and I just want to be able to provide her that spot so she can fully flourish in those areas. Like, that girl can bake. She could put a cake together, and we don't have all the utensils like we once had when we lived in Pennsylvania. So to see her still recreate some of the magic and not have the scoldings and the molds and stuff, I'm like, listen, all right, I'm looking at maybe $100,000, $1 million worth of ideas that are being disrupted because she goes to work, 8 hours a day or whatever, so forth and so on. What's up, Derek? What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm looking at that part of my size and my finances. Can I take care of this? Yes. But can I be the one to provide her full-on freedom to where she can go into work and be like, so today's my last day, everybody. It's good meeting all of you. Like that's where I want to be. That's where I truly want to be. I want that to be there, because that way it's like, listen, you got my back. I know you got my back. That's not the point. I just want you to be able to have the room to grow in certain areas that you may not have been able to before, and something you might want to look into that became an interest of yours. And that's one thing for me. What's up, Derek? Welcome to the panel, my guy.
What it do? What's going on?
We have a discussion. Does size matter? Physical, finances, and character. Derek, you got an iPhone?
Nah.
All right. So it won't work. It actually worked. Oh my God. I can't believe it.
Hey man, Android is where it's at.
That's exactly. All day, every day.
Galaxy, baby. Uh-oh. So the size matter.
Yeah.
I don't really think it do. I mean, as far as look, I saw a lip go all the way to the side of the screen. But no, it really don't. In some cases it do. Like I like a chick Kelly Rowland size. At the same time, I like a chick Jill Scott size. Jill Scott. Hold on. Let me slap her for a minute.
Hold on. First thing first, what we're not gonna do on this panel is be disrespectful. You are not gonna talk about my second wife. You got that? All right.
Hey.
You understand me? All right. Rihanna and Jill Scott are spoken for. Okay. Along with this woman I got over here. Them women are spoken for. I'm done. All right. Everybody else, next lifetime.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
Does size matter to you? Does size matter?
I don't know.
What do you say?
No, that don't matter to me at all.
It don't.
No, not at all.
So
why would it?
Why want it?
Why would it? So why would it matter? Like, as long as she ain't Lizzo size, then if it's Lizzo, then I can't do it.
If Lizzo treat me good and like I deserve to be treated, she can get it.
But at the same time,
it's all in what you look for in a person.
Right.
We look for what society deem is, I guess, a 10. We look for society, and people put what we want now. What do you want for real?
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Let me ask you this. Most men fall in love. The first thing the person they fall in love with is their mother. And you get a lot of things from your mother, you know, and you go from there. So your mom may be, I don't know what your mom may be. My mom was heavyset. My mom was old school. So when I look into finding my mate, I was looking for somebody that I know I can compromise with, that I can live with, that I can say I can do this. I can do this for the long haul.
Yep.
Now, along the path, we as men, we go out there and do what we do. We do stupid stuff. We go with look good. A lot of times you'll find one that's you say, damn, she bad, she thick, she this, she got this. But why she by herself? Why is she single? 9 out of 10, she crazy as hell. She got self-esteem issues that you can't see. A lot of time women deal with issues that we look on the outside, but they're looking at something else on the inside, and we don't get to know them enough before we commit or go into the next stage with them. First thing we think about is striking. And once you strike, it's enough commitment. Look at my baby.
Oh yeah. I'm nuts over.
We'll take time, man.
Hold on. We had another Friday moment when he was like just crazy as hell. You know what I heard? Just when he said that. Hey, Day, they go that crazy.
We for real, man. We don't take time to get to know what we really like. A lot of times, society and other people tell us what we like.
Because, and I agree with that, because too often I know too many pretty people and handsome men that have disgusting attitudes and personality, and personality can literally break or make a person.
Right.
And so, I know for me personally, most of my exes, they ugly as hell. And I'm like, what the fuck did I see them? But then I realized they showed me an ugly side of them. So now they're ugly to me. And so they was already physically ugly, but while we was together, it was different, so it made them more attractive, and it really is like that. People, when you skip over the personality and the character, it is super important. It can literally make or break. Especially women, we're good for that. Looking at a man that's handsome man, his woman's ugly, and most women be like, I wonder what he see in her. He could do so much better than her. Her character 9 times out of 10 is amazing. She probably treat that man so well that it doesn't matter. And that's what a lot of times I think it's more so a woman's issue that tends to look more so on the appearance versus the character.
So I want to address this comment by Kenyatta. Sorry if I'm messing it up. That is so sweet. I would like for my future spouse to be able to take care of me. And it starts with trust. Health is wealth. And your future spouse will take care of you. If not, we're going to jump him. All men criticize size at first. I don't care what any man says, but presentation is what overloads the conversation of the perspective of a man. Facts. Because like I said, the first thing you do see is the external. So that's what is presented with you. But like I also stated, men are more obligated to be with somebody that is not the societal norm, because you will sit there and you will converse and you will observe. You're going to hear something from somebody and be like, oh, I'm not going to get this from anybody else. Let's be honest. Quality people aren't just being shipped out and expressed on a regular. And there's a lot of quality people out here, but you got to go through your woes just to find the quality person that you can really link with. Even when it comes to friends, you go through certain situations till you get something from somebody. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm not going to get this from. Yeah, hold on.
It's like you got to dig through the mud to get to the gold.
That's why I think the size of character and personality matters too. It's not just a physical. So if I meet you, I've met some attractive men. Matter of fact, I had some attractive men. People are like, why you don't go date him? Look at him. His conversation isn't there. He's not we can't connect. I think chemistry is extremely important. So I need you big on personality. I have a big personality. So I need you big on personality. I need you big on your creativeness. I need you big on a lot of things that can help us grow together. And I can't, honestly, I meet that after I meet your physical. I meet your physical first. So if you only had those 7 seconds after we have a conversation, the best thing you can do is have a good pitch in your voice. Like your personality got to come out. Like if I speak to you and say hello, I need to hear like the way you respond back, the way you stand. That matters to me. If you like, hi, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm all happy.
So if you say hi, I say, what's happening, shout?
Like, right. I'm like, oh.
Can we get you to clarify on the 7 seconds?
You said what?
Can we get you to clarify on the 7 seconds? Because you're like, after we initially meet in 7 seconds is all you got.
Within 7 seconds, you already analyzed 11 things.
Okay, there we go. There we go. For those that are not as mature as you.
Yeah, you didn't already adjust it if you want that person near you. You didn't say if I like this person, if I want to know more about this person, you didn't analyze if they're male or female, their social status, where their background possibly could have came from. You analyze all these different things within 7 seconds. And that makes you either want to learn more about that person or keep them at a distance.
So here's a curveball. Here's a curveball, ladies.
Yeah.
And y'all know in today's world, things are different. They just are. For the most part, we're all 80s and 70s babies in here. And the world has changed tremendously within a 10-year gap, right? Let's say you meet a man, ladies and gentlemen, you meet a great woman, and this person decides to tell you that, hey, they check all the boxes, but they say to you, I prefer you recognize me as her or him. I'm a man, but I just prefer if you recognize me as her. But they got everything else you want.
Agreed. Yeah. Walk away. Red flag.
You mean you can be my girlfriend? You can be good Judy.
That will make me gay, and I'm not gay.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
If you was born, don't judge me.
What you want me for?
Okay, so
that's a mental health issue.
You're talking like a transgender?
No. They're not trans.
Someone who just identifies. They feel like within themselves they should just be identified as she, her.
Oh, they prefer to be identified that way, but they tell you, I'm very much a man, but I would just like for you to recognize me as she, her.
There was born a she, her, or there was
They were born a man.
No, that's too much issues for me.
Yeah.
That's a mental health problem, man. We got we got some more things to work on before I can't hold a conversation with you.
Yeah, we gotta be careful of the context right now too. We don't want to offend anyone.
Oh no, don't want to offend nobody. Don't want to offend nobody.
Yeah. And there's somebody who might be okay with that. There might be a woman who is
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Non-binary woman who does not want to be called she, her, who would be okay with the man who says that his pronouns are she, her. That would work out very well. It just would not work for me. But I wouldn't have anything negative to say to him or about him. Just, okay, cool, she, her, but we're not going to be together. She, her.
And I only bring this stuff up because, like I say, because times are so different. It's not a norm that we are used to, right? Because it is literally rapidly changing from day to day. And for all the people who are out there single, there's a possibility that you may meet somebody that checks off all your boxes, and it's just that one little thing. So that's the only reason why I brought that.
We gotta have our our
non-negotiable.
What's the word for the cutoff?
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
That's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But there can be a bunch of little boxes, right? But then there can be one box that outlines all those boxes, right?
Right.
So that one box.
For the right person, sometimes that non-negotiable might be I wonder if I would be okay with that. Like we say that all the time, and I'm gonna use this perfect example, and y'all can say no if you want to. But let's look at Will and Jada. Before Will and Jada got together, Jada was everybody's sweetheart. Everybody wanted Jada. So for Will to get the opportunity to get America's sweetheart, and she probably hit him with the Oh, but we gotta be in an open marriage. We gotta swing a little bit. We gotta do X, Y, and Z a little bit. That man did not want to share her, I'm sure, with whoever he had to share her with. But for that one person that you really, really cutting for, that you really, really want, that thing that you said, I probably ain't gonna never do, you might sit in the corner and be like,
that couldn't have been his deal breaker. That couldn't have been, because I know some people who deal breaker is not cheating. No.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face?
I think for some people, like I know some people, their deal breaker is not cheating. Like some people, that deal breaker is not, losing a job. Like people have certain deal breakers that are just non-negotiable.
Right.
And for me, if I call you by your government and according to your birth certificate, I need that to stay because that's what I signed up for.
Right. Absolutely. And I agree with y'all on that. So I want to segue us in since we all in on the relationship topic. Now this one hit me it just blew my mind because I didn't know this about him until I learned about it the other day. And John Cena, the man, the myth, the legend, the wrestler, the actor. This man is the greatest Make-A-Wish person to help children. He has entertained 650 children when they're on their way to transition, and he has made those wishes. But this man, John Cena, has stated that for a long time and for years that he didn't want to be a father. And was even engaged to a woman, very beautiful woman. And apparently that was something that wasn't for her. She wasn't going to take that, and he let it be known forever. And John Cena, to reconcile, came on public TV and he wanted to be known like, I'm still willing to go forth. I'm even willing to like have a family now. So what is your thought processes on a situation where you're meeting individuals that have been adamant for a long, consistent periods of time that they don't want children, right? And you've known this. You go forth and you become engaged. You're now their fiance. Now all of a sudden it's an issue, or you're making it known that it is an issue. What is y'all's take on that? And Crystal, I want to start with you.
So I'm gonna say, and y'all don't beat me up, ladies. I'm gonna say that a lot of time, as a therapist, I see this a lot, that we as women think that, oh, he only thinks this way because he hasn't had this, he hasn't experienced this. If I just show him this, I may be able to change his mind about this. And so we continue the course after they've told us exactly what it is, thinking that we can convince them later on down the line if we just do X, Y, and Z. And so the person who now is showing that they have a problem with it, they are the person that's in the wrong, because he didn't lead you astray. He did not lead you on. He did not lie to you. He didn't hide it from you. He didn't hold you hostage in that relationship. You chose to stay. So choosing to stay is you saying that I choose to accept this about you. If you choose to change it, awesome. But if you don't, I'm accepting the fact that this is something that you told me that you're not going to do ever in our relationship.
Right. Hey, David, do me a favor real quick. Restart the live from the link because it's giving some feedback. Appreciate you, brother.
Okay, I thought it was my earbud.
No. Yeah. And that's why I wanted you to hear and out, and I'm thankful for you being here, and I thank you so much because you my sister of the leaf anyway. Children are a deal breaker for me. Oh, Kenyatta spoke. That's interesting. Kenyatta, can you respond as to how children are a deal breaker, like not having them or them already existing. Need a little bit more detail on that one. But for you, Mandy, as a mother, as you are, Crystal's also a mother, but as a mother as you are, so as well as Niet, everybody's on here as parents. Let's go ahead.
I've
Let's
been called
wipe
a
the
mother too a
slate.
couple times.
Yeah. Let's wipe the slate clean. We're going to take you to a position where you have no children and you meet a man that has no children, but your aspirations of having children is really high, and your emotional position and your mental position and your love is locked in with this man also at a very high level. Which one outweighs the other?
To me, I wouldn't necessarily put myself in that type of situation. That'd be foolish of me. If with me personally, I'm pretty laid back with a lot of things. And so if it's something that's that important to me to where it would be if a deal breaker, if you may, or if it's something I know for sure I want, to me, those are dating conversations before you even catch heavy feelings for somebody. And so it's like if I was adamant one way or another, to me that topic would have came up. And so I'm big on conversation, communication, and honesty. And so that should have been a conversation ahead of time. And so I wouldn't give that type of person, if I desperately wanted something, that conversation should have came up way early before I caught heavy feelings. And then it's like, people are entitled to change their minds, but I wouldn't go into a situation knowing that we didn't agree on something that was so important to me.
Right.
A lot of times in situations, people make false adjustments, false self-adjustments, where they'll say, like Crystal was alluding to earlier, saying earlier that, they only think that way because of, because we hadn't gotten this far, they might change on their mind later on down the line. So people make these false adjustments and they try and get into a situation hoping that the situation will change or that they can change the outcome, or, what I'm saying?
That
It's about
becomes their
being
fault though.
exactly.
And so I'm so big on accountability. If I knowingly go, if it's so important to me, it's going to have to come up. Like I said, me personally, I'm pretty laid back. I could go either way. Honestly, with children, I have 5. I'm open to having more, but I don't want more offhand. I love kids, but I'll kidnap somebody else's baby in a heartbeat.
Right.
But that's not a deal breaker to me if a future partner want more kids and I don't.
Let me welcome Mel J real quick, everybody. Mel J, welcome to the panel.
How y'all doing? Thank you.
We feel humbled to have you in the midst of the show. We're on discussion right now. We're talking about Mr. John Cena himself, the great superstar that he is. And for years, he has let it be known that he doesn't want to father children. He doesn't want to bring any children into this world. And his fiance has decided to split, and he has now kind of recanted a little bit and put it out there that he is still willing to be with her. He still wants to marry her and even, have a family. What is your take on men or women who have been adamant about not wanting children and the spouse kind of having that definitive position where it's like, well, it was my way or the highway?
If you two both discuss your viewpoints on family and one doesn't want children, the other do, y'all don't need to be together because y'all are on different pages before y'all haven't even opened up the book because y'all have different viewpoints for different reasons. Some people might not want children because of past trauma. Some may not want children because the responsibility is great. Some people don't want children because they just want their spouse to go and have it all. I don't have any children. I do want to adopt a child. I have ran into the problem that a lot of Black men do not prefer to adopt children. They want their own children. I can't physically have children. I'm just going to put it out there because I had a situation that happened to me when I was 28 years old to put me in a situation where I cannot physically have children. So I do desire to have a child through adoption, but if a man don't want to be on that same page with me, I can't be with him. because he needs to be open to that, especially if he has children of his own. So for me, I think it's selfish for a man to tell a woman that he don't want to have any children, but he have children already. He don't want. Same thing with a woman. I think it's selfish for a woman to have 2 or 3 different. She could have been married or baby mama, baby dads or whatever, and say she don't want any children, but you want this single man to be your husband. I think it's selfish. So it's just for me. I just think people need to be very clear about it. If I date a man and he don't want any children, we can't be together.
The one thing I would say about that, I don't necessarily consider it selfish if someone already has children that don't want any more. They may know that they can't financially afford their patience. Like, you know, they, for whatever reason, like I always say, me personally, I want as many kids as my time, money, and patience can afford. And so if you already have kids, then that could take it away. I don't think that necessarily makes it selfish for that person to have other children to not want any more, because that already adds a level
that may be a little different though. I'm saying, I have dated men who tell me that they prefer to date a woman with no children, but they have children. Or people have children, but they don't want to be with somebody or want to have more children. That is, to me, that's selfish. Because to tell somebody you don't want to have children,
how old they are too, though.
Yeah, I'm
43, so if I'm starting to date somebody and I got one child and he has one child, I don't want no more kids.
But that's different though.
Selfish of me for not wanting to give him another child.
But Felicia, it's different for you because you and that person do still have children. For me, I'm telling you, I don't have any children at all. And a man tell me he don't want any more children and he got children, I think that is selfish. Why are you dating somebody who don't have children that you know want children?
I just don't. I see your.
So you're like, it's okay for them to be parental to your children, but it's not okay for them to have their children. So it's like you're robbing them of the chance for being a parent. They can parent your children,
right?
But no one's allowing them to have someone else.
And that's the problem. That's where that accountability comes in at. They're not making you take care of their kids. They're telling you what they don't want. And so just because they don't want whatever, they don't want it, more kids with you, but they have previous children, that's not selfish. That's a preference.
That is selfish.
No, that is selfish. Okay,
no, it's not.
I agree. They don't want you because why be in that relationship with that person? Why jump into that situation? Don't do that. This is how you present it.
So hold on, real quick, ladies. We're gonna keep this going. I want to welcome in Kenyatta. Thank you for joining us. Another beautiful black woman with the beautiful hair. Okay, we see you. And you were chiming in, and you stated that you have 2 children. So
yeah,
for you,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. For you, the question is I'm gonna pose a similar question to you that I posed to my sister Mandy. We're going to give you a clean slate. You have no children and you meet a man who's been adamant and you've known about him not wanting to have children, but he checks all the boxes. He's tall, he's handsome, he's a great earner, and he's a great person.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Doesn't want children. We're just gonna throw it in there. Just gonna throw it in there. Okay, got it. Okay,
Who said thank you?
That was me.
Throw it in there, bro. So what would be your response to the situation?
First of all, you only date people who you have to have the same vision. If you don't have the same vision for your lives, then it's not going to work. So for me, if I wanted children and he didn't want children, that's an automatic deal breaker. Now, if you as a woman choose to stay in that, that's your responsibility. That's your fault for the outcome. If you don't get the outcome that you want, he's already told you his vision. So for me personally, I have 2 adult children. I was married for a long time. Now I'm divorced and single. And a year ago, I was cool with people having children. But a year ago, I didn't really know what I really, really wanted and how I wanted my life to be. And I like to go. I like to get up, pack a bag, and be out. And if you have children, there is no getting up and packing a bag. You got to find a sitter. You got to do certain things. And for me, that's not where I am in my life right now. So for me, I want somebody, he can have children, he can have adult children, or he can have no children. And I'll be a great stepmom. But as far as smaller children under age 18, for me, that's a deal breaker for where I am in my position right now and the vision that I have for my life. Because being a mother, I mean, when I'm a mom, I'm a mom. I'm still a mom to adult children. But what I'm saying is it takes a lot of energy, patience, love, time. And if you've never been a mother, or you've been an aunt and you are active aunt or active godmother or something, you know how much time and energy it takes to put into children. They require a lot of you. And so I'm not going to half do it. So either I'm going to be fully involved or I'm not going to do it at all. So for me, where I am right now in my life, I just want to be with somebody who has either adult children or no children for the vision that I have for my life. So that's where I am right now. I don't think anybody's wrong for either thinking either way. I think you need to know your vision. If you don't know your vision, y'all don't share the same vision, you don't know your non-negotiables or your negotiables, then that's your responsibility. So you cannot blame a man for telling you the truth and you not listening to it, or a woman for telling you the truth and you're not listening to it because you like them so much or whatever. So that's just my opinion.
Right.
And to me, that same exact reason is why it's not selfish, because you're just stating your wants, your needs, and your desires. And that will never be selfish as long as you're open and upfront about it. When you start lying, you secretly, women, maybe poking holes in condoms or something, that's selfish when he said he didn't want one. And
That's
you do.
stupid.
But that's selfish. That's the only way I can see it being selfish.
I think it is selfish.
If you're doing stuff to sabotage it.
I think it is selfish to stay somewhere when you already know that this person is already not agreeing with your future. It's selfish of you because you're giving them hope.
No, ma'am.
It's like, okay, I'm hoping. I think they're going to change their mind. That's exactly what people do. You're hoping that they're going to change their mind.
Too.
No, that's where you have to take accountability. They've been open with you about what they want.
Yeah, but it's two parties that need to be open, not just one side now. So if I sit up here and I tell you I don't want to have children, right? And then you stay with me.
No,
right?
if you stay with them, that's what you gotta look at.
Both sides. Both parties are accountable. Both parties are accountable.
Let me paint it up some more. This is not just a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. This is a few weeks away from being married.
It's two parties. It's on both sides.
With that
because sometimes you can paint something to make a person have hope. You can give them hope by staying also. But if you see that person is not leaving, it's you're responsible to leave. Like, don't stay.
So I'm dating Derek. I'm attracted to men that don't have children because I don't want any more. I'm attracted to his physique. He has all my boxes. So I'm not leaving Derek. But I tell Derek, I still have a uterus. I don't have no reproductive problems. I don't want children. I'm never going to have children. I'm going to stay on the pill forever. And when I get to a certain point that my doctor will let me tie my tubes, I'm going to tie my tubes, or I'm going to get rid of my uterus. But Derek is everything that I want. I'm not leaving Derek because he fits the bill for everything that I said. So Derek has the opportunity at this point to walk away. I'm letting him know it's never going to be.
What if he's not strong enough to do so? What if he is still having that hope that he can possibly have a family, that you will change your mind? So sometimes you got to turn around and you got to be the bigger person, not just take accountability on the person. Because I want to have children. That's my decision. This person does not want to have children. If you stick around and you see that I still want children, even after you told me you don't want to, you need to back off too. It's accountability on both sides, not just that one person.
I agree with that. And I agree with that. It is accountability on both sides.
Let's get your viewpoint on this, Derek.
You saying there's something to be hopeful. When she said, I don't want children, he said, I don't want children. But somebody got to be responsible and say, okay, we have disagreements here on what family values are for us. We're going to have to let this go. It's no different when you're dealing with a person and a person say, I'm not looking for a relationship or I want to be in a relationship. To me, it's the same difference. Somebody got to say, no, I'm not going to do this.
Right.
With me,
Right.
if someone say they
Right.
might change their mind in the future, that's giving you hope. That's something different. For all, like with me, if I'm gonna feel some
Staying
kind of way,
around.
You could give a false sense of hope by not saying anything at all.
And that's true too.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. You staying
But
around.
That's
but that's not
100%
what we're
real.
saying,
You staying
though.
around is acceptable.
No. Look,
No,
I know
but
that's
that's not what we're saying.
No.
And
I
it
know that's not
frustrates
what
me.
I know that's not what we're saying, but I'm saying that is very much a actual thing that does and can happen. So
Yes.
it can't be negated. That's what I'm saying.
Not
so
saying nothing.
I'm not discrediting anybody's viewpoint because everybody's making some solid viewpoints. Is the reason why I'm even bringing it this conversation is because so many people are getting involved. So many people are stating what they want, but at the same time, they're going to have to be open to being open because everything is not going to come in a crispy set that, oh man, this is the perfect shiny car giveaway right here. Let's roll with it.
Yeah.
You know, at some point in time, the vehicle is going to require some maintenance. And so because it is there to grab, you can still get a false sense of hope, even without a word being spewed. Now, it's not that you've done it intentionally, because people, like you say, people do have to take accountability of self in certain situations. You do, as Mel J is talking about, you do have to look at the perspective of where I stand. Kenyatta also said that as well. You have to come to a perspective of where I stand. So a lot of times in these situations where people are getting with themselves and giving themselves false sense of hopes. Now, that doesn't mean it's not also being triggered by somebody who isn't saying anything, right? Because a man of a certain standard could be giving a woman a treatment she never had gotten from anybody before. And that can also trigger something that she thinks that, oh, maybe one day this is going to change around. It's going to do a 360 and I'm going to be the one. I'm going to have the child, right? Yep. And so there's that dynamic. Derek, to you, I seen you sit and observe, and I agree with some of the stuff that you were nodding to. My question to you is, you are a father and you are also an entrepreneur and other things as well. But in a position that where you were to meet a woman and she checked all your boxes and she stated that, hey, I don't want any children. That's not something I want to do, whatever. But you're into her. You're really, really into her. Are you willing to let that go because she doesn't want children? And you do?
I mean, that's hard to say in my case because I don't want any more children.
But for the habit's sake,
but for the habit's sake, you know, it's. I mean, I don't know. It's really kind of hard to say. It's really kind of hard to play the other side of the fence on that one, just because I know, you know, I was married I was with my ex-wife for 11 years, right? I only had one child. I wanted multiple children, right? But my mindset my entire life was I'll never have multiple baby mothers, right? So going forward, outside of my marriage, now that I don't have, you know what I'm saying, now that I didn't have multiple children with my ex-wife, I'm just not in that position mentally to have another child with another woman outside of it going forward. So in my mind, like I really can't even think about the other side of the fence on if she wanted children and I'm telling her no, like, and I'm into her as much as I'm into her, then I have to just bite that bullet and say, well, hey, this is just not for us.
Right.
Because I can't allow myself to put you in a position, you know what I'm saying, to not be happy going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be fulfilled as much as I want to be fulfilled. So I cannot put somebody else in a position to, you know what I'm saying, not see their vision for their life through. You know what I mean? It's just not
right.
It's not in me.
So I kind of agree with like Derek and Kenyatta. Like for me, I don't have any children. So I prefer to date men with no children because I want to be able to get up and do when we get ready. I don't want to have the issue of saying, oh, I got MJ this weekend. I don't want to hear that because a part of me is somewhat selfish because outside of my job or career, I can get up and do for my man or whoever I'm dating. So I technically don't want a man with kids because I can move around because I can. But I also, again, I'm back on the selfish thing. I also still think it's selfish for, I'm just telling you from my personal experience, like, for example, somebody from my hometown, he got 2 children by this woman he had in high school. He had 2 more children. Then, so you have all these baby mamas by 3 different women, and then you get older, you say you want to be married, but you don't want any more children. You pay child support. So those are your real issues on why you don't want more children. But why am I punished for your selfish act and your careless act of not being protective if you didn't want any children?
That's not being selfish. I mean, if you know that's his situation, then why would you deal with it?
I'm going deep here.
No, that's a situation
if
you got to
careless
relation with. Like
if
he's not able to have more.
If you had 2 children when you was in high school and you knew you didn't want any more children, why did you have 2 children with 2 different?
Why would you want more children with someone who's already struggling with the ones that he has?
Exactly.
I didn't say he was struggling with his children.
Well, that's
but
the
even
thing.
if he's not,
if he don't pay extra child support, if he don't want extra children because of the situation he's in, you gotta respect that. Do not
I did, and I didn't want to do
that man
because
say,
I told him I'm not gonna deal with your children. I'm not gonna deal with your children, and you don't want any at all with me. I'm not gonna be punished for your past mistakes.
So you selfish.
Roll out.
Because
I did.
Yeah,
that's not.
I did roll out.
And that was you taking accountability. That don't make that man selfish. Yeah. And that's my point of saying, like, period. You could say you're selfish. Well, you did say you selfish because you want more kids. You wouldn't date nobody with kids now because I
said I don't prefer it.
Exactly.
I have.
But at the same time, though, the same way, people, for whatever reason, if someone don't want kids, would you want a child by a man that don't want kids? He produces, he gives you a baby, but then he's not physically there because that's not a child that he wants, but he did it to make you happy. Will you want a baby with a man that leaves you to do all the work, but you have your baby, but that's the same as a sperm donor. And so to me, by trying to force somebody into something they don't want, that makes you selfish, not them.
I can respect that. I can respect that opinion.
Take accountability.
And I still disagree with us trying to babysit the other person's decision, right? So I'm gonna use an even more simpler example. I'm dating, and I let men know up front, I am dating other people. If you're not comfortable with that, I get it. We don't have to go on any more dates after today.
Okay, Tim.
But if you decide to continue to date me, you made that decision after I gave you the statement of what I'm doing. Yeah. If it hurts your feelings that you called me yesterday and I didn't answer because I was on another date, it's not up to me to babysit your feelings.
Exactly.
Because I told you up front what it was, right? So it's up to you if you continue at that point. If every time I talk to you, your feelings is hurt, I'm not about to say, well, you know what? Since I see this is hurting you, let me go ahead and tell you it's not you, it's me. No.
I have a question though. I'm sorry.
Hold on. If you keep talking to that person, knowing that their feelings is hurt, that is on you. Nope. Because you know daggone well that you're talking to this person and he's feeling some type of way. It's up to you to cut that off since he don't have the strength to do so.
What?
Stop answering the phone for him. Stop leading him on because you already know he's upset because you're dating and he's not accepting the fact that you're with other people. So at the end of the day, we got to take accountability for that too because you leading people on. You already know he's upset. His mind ain't going to change. So stop answering the phone.
I agree with that too. In serious dating, somebody's feelings gonna get hurt. He either can stay or leave, but you gotta be in a position to say, okay, well, you don't like what I'm doing. I did tell you up front, so we can't talk no more.
Right, roll out.
What stage are we in though? Like what stage are we in? Because
it's the mature thing to do. Somebody got to be mature.
Can we just talk?
That Mel J, I will say.
I
will say that Mel J, I would absolutely agree with you on that. Somebody is going to have to put the boots on and
be mature. That's just what it is.
Let it go. At the end of it all, You know your position better than anybody else does. You know what you're willing to.
Come on,
you
coach,
know
at the football
what you're
game.
not willing to do. And so also for the person on the other end, you also know what you're not willing to do, what you're not willing to do. Now, however, that doesn't mean you can't walk away and say, listen, whenever you get ready to try to do some little one-on-one, hit me.
So,
I'll be around. Maybe. I can't promise you that, but whenever you're ready, just hit me up and we'll see where we at and we'll go from there.
But what stage are we in at this point? Because like there are levels to it, right? There's a talking stage, there's a dating stage, there's a recording stage. So if we going
dating, she said dating
is not
exclusive. But
that.
if we in this stage already, then these are conversations that need to be had early. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know this is where you are. If you're dating, you know what I'm saying, there's always a purpose to dating, right? I hate the term dating with a purpose because there's always a purpose behind it. You just got to figure out what that purpose is. So when you're getting in a situation with somebody, you're figuring out what your purpose is. Where are we going with this? What are we doing? What direction are we going? Now, if we're dating, like we need to have this conversation and figure out what's going on ahead of time. So there is no feeling. There shouldn't be any feelings involved. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, I think the conversation
it shouldn't be. But I'm sorry. Who did I talk over somebody?
Oh no, you can go ahead. That's fine.
Oh no. So I made that very extreme because of the simple fact that in most of these situations we're given the information up front, but we choose to continue, and that's not on the other person. Exactly. If I'm talking to a guy and I really feel him and he tells me I'm emotionally unavailable, and 3 years later, we still talking, and he's still emotionally unavailable. That's on me. Go ahead and get the clown makeup on, put it on, give me the red nose.
It's on both parties. You can't. It's like
around.
You can't always leave it on the other person. They might not be able to cut it off like they need to be for the health of themselves. They might not be able to. They might still stay there thinking something's going to build, something's going to change. We all have those people who like you, but who are you to keep answering the phone for them, entertaining them, knowing they have feelings for you? They have feelings for you. You still going to dinner. You still sharing late night talks. You still doing all these things that's building them up to feel like they have hope.
My thing is,
I'm gonna go real quick. Anthony,
you don't feel that way about them.
Anthony Holland says, I agree with Crystal 100%. He
too.
said that's the way I rolled before I got married. And I understand that completely.
Me too.
I got to tell people all the time, there's no real one way to do your situation. Because if it was, we would all have the same kind of idea. Right now, somebody is setting up their 4 o'clock appointment for tomorrow with their wives and they couple. And we don't really, and they've been married for 20 years and it works, right? And somebody's tried that stuff and it just broke everything. Right. That's exactly what happened. That's how he sat with her the next day he tried that 4 o'clock appointment and realized, woman, you took all that? Oh no. No, ma'am. Don't look at me. So
well, if I'm dealing with a dude and he tell me he's emotionally unavailable, I'm out. I ain't waiting on 3 years. I don't do that because I'm checking.
Are you for real?
Well, people say that, but they still.
No, I did that. I met somebody.
Exactly, you've done that before.
Let me
He didn't want to be in a relationship. I threw up the peace sign. He texted, "What you texting for? You not ready?"
Let me hear David real quick, Mel. Go ahead, David.
She said she dated somebody and she just cut it off when he said, I guess he wanted ready or something. But are you for real when you said that? When you checked all the boxes, right? And he met all your criteria besides that one.
He didn't meet my criteria because if he met my criteria, he'll be ready. Because I let him know that I want a relationship. If you're not emotionally available, why are you even dealing with me? You didn't check all my boxes. I'm out.
No. Why are you dealing with him?
I did. You think I didn't do a situation?
It was something that he had attracting you to him. Ask the question to yourself. Why are you dealing with him?
The question was, he met me. We exchanged numbers. We dated. When I felt feelings for him and I said something to him about it, he said he wasn't emotionally available. I said, we can't talk anymore.
That's you taking accountability for it. The same thing, the same way with the kids and everything else. Me personally, I feel like whoever's unsatisfied in that situation, they're the ones who accountability needs to be there. Because if I get everything I want out of you or whatnot, and I'm open and honest, but then you hope my mind change, it's your fault if you're unhappy, but I'm honest about what I want.
But you stay in a situation knowing that the person is not happy with it.
No, Mindy never said she stayed in the situation.
This person is still sticking around. Think about it. That you know they don't like the situation. You know they're hurt. That's not a healthy relationship. So sometimes you gotta be the one to break it off.
I'm good.
Exactly.
Keep in mind, I'm good. And in particular, when we talking about the kids, we don't have kids right now. We don't have kids together. I don't want kids, so my situation's good. You want kids. You're the one that's unhappy. I'm living a life that I want for us. If you're the one
you
that's
living a life and you're with this person that you know is not being satisfied. You're looking at them. You're looking at them every day with hope. They're having hope that we're going to have children. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. And you're still calling them, sitting around, arranging all these dates, fulfilling their wishes. So you're giving them hope. If you sit there and you really care about this person, you got to be saying, like, look, you know, you want children with me. I don't want to have children. This is not going to happen. So guess what, baby? We cannot go any further. That is me being accountable for me, and also me being accountable for you because I love you. I'm not going to sit and keep you somewhere where I know you're never going to be pleased, never going to be satisfied. So that is terrible for somebody to sit up and say, well, I didn't ask you to stay. You knew I didn't want no kids.
So let's pull it in for those who are just joining.
So you placing blame on somebody else.
You're placing blame on somebody else.
Oh, you stayed because you stayed. I told you.
Yeah. Welcome to the River Conversation. I'm your host, the awesome one, and this is how we get down. It's all love, even when it's in its intense state. Anthony Holliside used to tell women, I love God, my daughter, my mom, period. It ain't my fault if you think you're going to change my mind. I treated them with respect, but love is not what I'm looking for.
Then what he out here doing then? That's a little immature for me. That's not immature to me. You out here saying you don't want to love nobody inside your mom and your daughters. You sound a little immature to me.
Hold on, Mel.
Order.
So that brother is married. That brother is married, and he's stating from a position beforehand, right? Because what happens is when you hear a lot of these situations of these stories of people interacting, it always starts off, oh, it was always on this fantasy level. Oh, it was so this, it was so that. I didn't see this, I didn't see that. But when you go to the other side of the road and you get the other half of the story, now it's like, wait a minute. I'm seeing full-on consistencies here. I saw consistent and then inconsistent and then consistent. And that's what happens when you deal with somebody that is on a straightforward path versus somebody that's on the emotional path. It's not that they don't have the will to be consistent. It just won't allow them because their emotions tie them up in such a way. So when you get involved with somebody and they lay it out on the table and say, look, this is where I'm at in my life right here, right now. Can you deal with this? Or if you can't, I'm going to respect you. You know, like, so that's not immature. That's actually very mature. And I commend anybody that do that in any position, even if it's for a job. You know, I can't commit to 10 to 8. I had the 10 to 5. I can do all day, every day. 10 to 8, I can't do because I have other things going on in my life. And you can't help but respect that. And even for the job at that point, have to say, okay, well, we are not going to go forward or we're going to go forward. And that's the same principle that people have to understand in certain situations. However, there is a point where somebody has to take the accountability because we're talking about John Cena and his ex-fiance. So looking at the situation, this wasn't a one and done. This wasn't two people who met in Vegas and then got married on a whim after hitting, on the crap table and then found themselves at the Elvis Presley chapel, like that ain't what happened. These people actually dedicated time of their lives to one another, knowing the situation. She, and then in turn, was like, I want children. I want children. He's like, no. But because they grew with each other, and when you invest that time, you're going to get a love for somebody. You're going to get a foundation and understanding of somebody. You're going to understand there's some things I'm not going to get from somebody else. And then there's going to be some things I am going to get from other people. And even then, you're like, even though I can get that one thing from somebody else, I don't want it from nobody else. And so he's coming to a position where he's understanding, like, if children is all she wants, and I don't want to do that. And you have to take in his position. This is a man that's a high earner. This is a man who is a celebrity. This is a man that has a lot of different things going on, podcasts, radios, the whole nine, right? So he's looking at it like, if I'm going to make the time to be a father, I want to be the one to devote my life to being a father versus trying to spread myself thin, because he may not believe or know that he can do those things, right? So we have to take, like I say, we always have to take in and give the room of giving people the openness, because what happens is a lot of times when we give people that openness and we give them that sternness, the first thing what happens is we judge. I can't believe you like this, because that's what we want you to be, what we want you to be for us. I can't see this that way. How can you be like that? How can you date multiple people? That's immoral. That's just wrong. God's gonna smite you when you go to sleep tonight. Like, really? God gonna smite me because I'm dating? Because I'm trying to figure this thing out? I don't think this was gonna happen. But that's what happens. And so a lot of times when you get people coming to these discussions, they're not sharing certain things because we're giving them the position of being fearful. One thing about the missing conversation I really wanted to incite was I want to incite the willingness and the openness that people can come and just have and know that it's okay. It's okay to know that somebody may potentially date several people, and it's okay for you to bow in or bow out. But at the same time, be understanding of the situation. Know what you're about, know what you're for. If you don't have a real purpose in interacting with these people for the cause of actually getting to know these people and trying to change the situation for what you want it to be, then you're going to the manipulation side of the situation. You're not going to the benefactor or beneficial side to where I'm actually being a mate of a sort. I'm trying to be, controlling and domineering because I want you to be what I want you to be. And that's just not fair. That's not right to yourself, and it's not right to your the person that is a potential spouse, So that's what I really wanted here on the missing conversation, is to really promote that openness and get to the point where, you know what? Life is real. Life is real, because one thing social media has taken in, it'll throw a meme out there, and that meme will live in people's heads. And after it lives in their heads, it will actually try to come manifested. People will walk at the path of a meme and like, you do know that meme makes no damn good sense.
Yeah.
Why are you being this way? That's not even your path. That's somebody else's path. And it'd be abundantly obvious, like you keep going over there to the ocean knowing you can't swim. You know there's sharks in there, right? you can't swim, but you're gonna keep going to the ocean. And not just going to it and getting in it. That's the problem.
Jumping off a boat.
Right. Jumping off the boat, knowing the boat ain't on the shore. So just, you got to be mindful and be real about the situations and give yourself the real opportunity to grow in these interactions, in these meetings. One thing I don't envy people is being single right now. And just listen, I got a therapist up here on the panel with us for a reason. It's real out here. It's real.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm telling you, because it takes a certain mental fortitude where you have to stand with yourself on this. And knowing that when you stand with yourself, you don't have to always present a grit about yourself. Sometimes you're just like, hey, this is cool. I mean, I can respect that. And I've actually sat down with people and learned about the lifestyles that they are into and why they're into it. And I can respect it, even though I may not disagree, I may not even agree with it. I'm like, listen, hey, if you gotta have your 8 o'clock in the morning, three pile on, hey, God bless you. If
Hey,
that's
those
what gets
are
your
good
day
though.
going, listen, more power to you. I can't be the fourth or the alternate third. I can't, because I'm worried about other things. So, but once you get to interacting with that person, you understand what's going on. So we're gonna have some bonus time here, man. And I appreciate y'all really, especially on a day like today. Because it is a major day for a lot of people, which is a holiday that, religious reasons. And y'all taking time to be with me in this evening after being on this family field day. So, and we actually interacting with people. And I want to thank everybody who has commented via Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you're watching. I appreciate you as well, because, as somebody who is doing this for a great bit of my life, I never thought people would pay attention to anything I ever said. I mean, not that I was saying anything crazy. I just think for the most part, hell, they ain't listening. So I just say it anyway. Anyway, listen, say it anyway.
Oh, man,
So
were you saying something?
yeah. But I'm grateful for it all. I really am. So here's a question. How do you approach dating scene nowadays if the market has a crash? How do you approach the dating scene nowadays if the market has a crash?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did the market crash? I mean, because if I'm talking to people,
got pee in it.
everyone keeps talking about. I never came across someone who didn't say that they were of value, that they weren't a good person. So they're saying we're doing more. We've accomplished a whole lot of things that others haven't accomplished in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the dating market crashed? What's going on with that?
I like to speak on that. I think the dating market has crashed because people place more value on, well, when people say they're chasing the bag, they misconstrue, or they have a different perspective on what the bag is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they chasing the money, and I have no problem with people chasing their money. Get your money. That, you got to get money. But at the same time, I feel like the bag is more than just money. It's relationships. It's people. People don't value people anymore. People are so disposable. And if you don't provide this for me, then you're useless, and they get tossed to the side. And it's more often than not. People don't value people anymore. And it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Everybody's looking into it with the whiffum mindset on what's in it for me. What can I get out of this situation instead of what can I bring to this situation? You know what I mean?
But I'm still lost on that, because I don't know what type of conversation you guys be having, but I have conversation with people who keep saying what they want. They want to build with people. They know the value of people. They know what they're bringing. So I'm lost.
It's easy for them to say it, but do they do it? No, not in this day's time. They do not. It's harder now to date than it has ever been before. People will tell you what you want to hear because they know that's what women want to hear.
Right.
But they're not doing it no more. So yes, the market is different. And even now, more so, because the younger women coming in is making it harder for the women our age to actually be in a decent relationship.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this, that the market has crashed, and the reason why I'm on the outside, and I was single for 7 years before I got married. And the market has crashed, and a lot of it was actually based off a lot of women trend dating across the board, especially here in America. It's you have to be 6 foot, you have to have a full beard, you have to be dark skinned, you have to have this like whatever happened to the days of you just being a good dude, you know? Yeah, you 4'11", yeah, you may got that monster down there, but I don't want you. You're too tiny. My kids are 6'3". You can't come over here. Okay.
But look, that's still my preference, but it still don't mean that the dating market has crashed. I guess I'm not.
You ain't dating 4'11". You ain't dating 4'11". You ain't dating. You told him skedaddle. You tapped him on his head. Move, boy. Move.
Yeah, and I'm 4'11".
For one, I'm gonna be honest. For one, a man that's 4'11" will be intimidated by me. That's what I feel.
Right.
I feel like he
you can reach the doorknob and he can't.
Right.
You said what?
Say because you can reach the doorknob and he can't.
Right.
Y'all
it's a lot of things that I'm gonna be doing that he's gonna want me to accommodate him for. He's gonna be like, you know, I need my platform shoes.
He can put insert in his shoes and get on the roller coaster. So
right.
No, you ain't
I'm gonna miss out on 4'11". Yes, I am. I'm gonna admit that nationally, whatever.
He can help you put your socks and shoes on.
4'11" could have been a perfect man, great personality, wonderful bank account, good spiritually, you know, great, very charismatic. I'm gonna miss out on 4'11". I do. I'm gonna say it live right now.
Ain't nothing wrong. I tell people all the time. I discriminate all the time. Listen. I tell people I discriminate all the time.
But you should. You should
give me the big screen because people need to see this. I discriminate all the time. If you park in the parking lot and you have a ding in the front and in the back, I'm not parking next to you.
I'm not either.
I'm not even parking on the same aisle you own.
Nope.
Just go be honest with you. Because what I've come to understand is, this is my thinking. I could be wrong. You don't give a damn. And if you don't give a damn about yours, you ain't gonna give a damn about mine.
I got a question too. So
one of my rules is if a person breath always stink, they don't take care of themselves. They gonna cross you some point of time in their life, because I've never met a person who
they cross you when they say hi.
Who's right and who always has stinking breath. Who breath always stink.
That H is
cross you
hostile.
Like that's just something. It's like they have an odor, and who don't want to take care of that? So, matter of fact, it might be how I grew up, but every last person that had that breath thing, they end up stealing from me or doing something that
So the dating market's crashed.
Yeah, take care of that.
But they say
it's one of my rules.
Why do people say don't judge a book by its cover?
You said what?
Why do people say why is that a saying? Don't judge a book by its cover. Ain't that the point of a cover?
Man, people have a representative all the time, and your representative should be a good representative of who you are.
And that cover is the representative.
Exactly. Right? Your cover is your representative. You need to make it look interesting.
Because even then, even though the phrase "don't judge a book by its cover" still means take the time to find out the
what's in the book.
On the
what's
inside.
In the book. Open the book up.
Yeah. So like Sister was saying, he could be all those things, right? She wouldn't know that until she actually sat down and had that time with that person.
Right.
But she's ultimately like, this ain't for me. For example, what if she met the guy that was 6 foot, beard, muscled up, and everything else, right?
Mickey Mouse voice.
And right.
What you doing?
No. He got a voice of God. We're gonna give him the voice of God. And
you gonna get the voice of God?
And every time they got intimate, he got the goddamn. You're like, wait a minute. This what I got to deal with every time?
Oh man.
That's that wop.
You know,
that wop will do it to you though, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
You might could try to coach him if they, got all the other checkoff boxes. But that's what people do. You try to coach him that first time. That first time you tell, I'm very honest. I tell you, I don't like the way you stuttered that time. can we try something a little different next time? What's going to keep you from having that happen? Because that was unacceptable. I didn't
Crystal
like
say
that.
ain't no coaching. She said she ain't Phil Jackson.
You ain't gonna coach the man. You gonna coach
Not
him?
bedroom.
I mean, I
I'm
think a
40.
discussion should be had because maybe
I'm
he
40.
didn't
If you don't know it
realize
by
it.
now, baby, you
Now,
don't
Crystal,
know
I
it.
gotta combat that. He may not know your things, right? We can't apply what the pressure he might have been applying on somebody. He might have been in that thing, and it's been everything they wanted. And all of a sudden, for you like, wait a minute, hold on, what you doing?
We got to clip that. I need to.
Hey, you gotta tell him. You're like, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that there's just certain things that, unfortunately, right? This is like we sit there and we laugh and we joke about this, but unfortunately, the observation that for the most part, the dating pool has crashed. The dating market is at a low level because you have so many people looking to be instantly gratified out the gate.
It's that microwave.
That's why, right. And that's why when I talk about people and they want to ask about my experience, I remove myself from societal norms and I change the environment. So that way I got to know people. And when I got to know people, I got to know what I was coming into and what I was walking away from, But mainly that thing was because I got to know myself. And that's what's happening in these situations. So if you're looking at the dating pool at large right now, are there great people in there? Yes, there's quality people. There's people who are high earners and great education, so forth and so on. I don't have an issue with the modern woman. Reason why I don't have an issue with the modern woman, modern just means you're in the knowledge of the current times. That's what that means. Now, however, there's an ideology that there's some people who are placing themselves as modern women, and I'm looking like, ain't nothing about you, modern. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know ish. Okay. You just here doing certain things you've seen others do, but you don't know any of these particulars. You don't have the ins and outs. So with that being said, I want to hopefully y'all can join me any other Sunday. If it's not next Sunday, we'll have another topic again. I enjoyed this, but I want to get y'all closing remarks. And we'll start with Miss Crystal.
I'll say overall, just to kind of wrap up some of the things we talked about with regards to not judging other people whose experiences have been what they have been and their approach and things that they don't want. We need to always also be reflecting back on ourselves and kind of looking at ways that we can upgrade ourselves. You just made a great point about the market crashing. Then what we need to do is remarket our brand, change some things about us, so that way we can bring the value back up within the dating pool.
All right. Niet.
Well, I really, really enjoyed this conversation. I'm still on point with size does matter. Size matters in many different aspects because we got to measure what we want. That's why size matters. And it matters also definitely in personality, ambition, not just physical. As far as when it comes down to, I won't say to my point, when it comes down to accommodating someone else and their wishes, yeah, accountability on both partners matters. Like, you don't sit up here and have this person hopeful. Like, don't leave them in that space if you know that you're not able to give them something. Of course, you still do need to be accountable for yourself. Pay attention to what's not happening for you. Say, this is not going to work for me. And you pull yourself out. But if that person cannot pull themselves out, sometimes you got to cut off people that you love. Like, I love you, but since I love you, I cannot be there. I can't do this.
Crystal and Niet kind of summed everything up. Good topic, good show tonight. Enjoyed it.
What about you, Mr. David? What you got to say on the matter, my brother?
Oh man, I think we really need to do when we look at all things, man, reflect on ourselves. You know, we want what we want for real from what's within us, and not
Mhm.
what society wants from us. You
Mm.
know, if we look at ourselves in the mirror and you love yourself first, you won't short yourself. So find a self-love first before you look for love anywhere else. Find the
Mm.
self-love first, and then you can start to go from there, man. Everything else will fall in place as long as you keep self-love first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mandy.
What was the
Great
question?
topics.
There's a lot of questions.
You zoned out for a second
What
too.
you gonna give us? Give us some closing statements, Miss Mandy Candy.
Okay. So I think the biggest thing is character and accountability. You know, once you get those two in order, I really feel like everything else could be worked out for the most part.
Absolutely. My God, Derek Johnson in the building.
Man, I don't have nothing good to say, man. Now just play. Now, I mean, everybody made their closing remarks is really it sums it all up. And David said it the best, man. That self love is everything. If you don't love yourself first, then you really won't short yourself. Then you know what direction you want to go in. You know where you know what where your destination is. So as long as you focus on yourself and make sure that you're going in the right direction, everything else will go right along with it. And I want to I want to find a woman who can make me read Morse code like you was reading her. Like, hey, I did that.
Listen, might be one out there. Then you might take that thing back after you've been going into work. Hey, Derek, oh wait, go home, brother. Go home.
He was teasing me.
Oh man.
Okay.
What can I say? It has been a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, April 9th, 2023. A day we'll never be in again, and a day we'll never see. One day we never been in before, and a day we'll never see again. And I think that we really proved that today by really having the discussions we did. Niettes with Boss Talk. Please follow Niette Bridgeway with the Boss Talk. You catch that Sundays, Tuesdays.
Sunday is 5:45.
Sundays 5:45. All right. And Boss Talk will be going live Sunday at 5:45 Eastern Standard Time. That is 4:45 for Central people. All right. So check out Miss Niette Bridgeway. Wonderful topic. Wonderful. As you can see, the hair is just magnanimous. It's like a silver unicorn running through Black America. You hear me?
I got to plug Culture Talk too.
We're on Tuesdays too.
Yep, on Tuesdays as well. So my
the People's
thing,
Campaign.
The People's Campaign on Tuesdays. Definitely want to check out the People's Campaign. That's the guy right there at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. That is 6:45 our time. You definitely want to check that panel out, man. It's gonna be crazy good. So thank y'all for joining me. I am D Awesome One, and this is the Missing Conversation. It will take place on Sundays, 7:15, and we'll be here on Sundays, just ready to kick your week off, give you something to relax and think about. You know, hopefully next time y'all have cigars, tea, wine, whatever. It just come. We really want to have a great discussion where we're connecting dots and making sense of everything. Like I say, the motivation is to open your eyes and your ears and your minds to certain situations and not place a false narrative and roll and live by those false narratives that are out there. And I always know that if you can look up, you damn sure can get up. So with that being said, be fair to yourselves. You know, a lot of times we're not really being fair enough to ourselves. We're not giving ourselves the room to grow and to be. And what tends to happen 9 out of 10 times, 9.9 out of 10 times, is that when we interact with others, we're not giving them the room to grow or to be as well. So be fair to self, and that may make it pretty simple for you to be fair to others. When it comes to the dating market, understand the dating world is what it is. You don't have to fully participate in it, but if you decide to participate in it, stand your grounds and be true in it. And don't make somebody succumb to what you want them to be, because they will never succumb to what you want them to be. All right. So that being said, we'll catch y'all. Love y'all. See y'all next Sunday.
Building a heart, you gon' need you a sub. I roll through the pavement, I stand on my morals. Been stabbed in the heart, now my scars are enormous. I took all your stones and created a fortress. Been fighting off demons that constantly torment my mind, and my thoughts are a little abnormal. Been crossing out squares that won't fit in my circle. Can't kill what I said, and this verse is eternal. With God on my side, I can't die, I'm immortal. Creation, destruction, the cosmos erupted. My mind kicked off track of the train I'm conducting. Came out of the dungeon, stepped into corruption. Don't know who to trust, how the fuck I'ma function. This deity trapped in this skin that I live in. They wanted a king since I fitted.